Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know, I've been following General Hospital for a long time now, and I got to tell you, the next 2 weeks look like they're going to be something special. From May 25th all the way to June 5th, things in Port Charles are about to get real exciting and full of surprises. I'm telling you, the drama is turning up in ways that are going to leave your mouth hanging open. There are some shocking moments coming, and a few really fun ones too. My wife and I have been looking forward to this stretch for days now. After the Memorial Day replay, ABC is bringing us a brand new episode on Tuesday, May 26th. And the rest of that week, from the 25th to the 29th, we're getting fresh shows almost every day. So if you're like me and you love this old soap, you're going to want to settle in because there's plenty to look forward to. First, you know, I've been watching General Hospital for so many years that these upcoming stories feel like they're happening to old friends of mine. Let me tell you about what's coming up. It's got me pretty excited and a little worried all at the same time. First off, I'm really glad to see Harrison Chase back in the mix. That boy's got a good head on his shoulders. He's going to team up with Detective Joe Fitzpatrick to work on this new investigation. The PCPD has caught themselves a fresh lead, and you can bet there's going to be some real old-fashioned detective work happening around Port Charles. I've always liked Chase because he's honest, and he tries to do the right thing. It reminds me of the kind of men I grew up around back home, steady and dependable. My heart really goes out to Dante Falconeri and Lulu Spencer, though. With little Rocco missing and Britt gone too, those two are going to have to stick together and be a real team. I can already picture them leaning on each other during this tough time. They've had their ups and downs over the years, but when things get hard like this, you see what people are really made of. I think it's going to bring them closer, even if it hurts like hell right now. Parenthood and family troubles have a way of doing that. Then you've got Sonny Corinthos. That man is something else. He's convinced he can talk Pascal into turning against Jen Sidwell. Sonny's always been a smooth talker when he needs to be, and I wouldn't bet against him. Meanwhile, Sidwell is sitting somewhere thinking up a brand new theory about who killed Marco Rios. These mob stories always keep me on the edge of my seat. One minute someone's making deals, the next minute everything's blowing up. That's Port Charles for you, never a dull moment. On a gentler note, I'm happy to see Rick Lansing stepping up for Elizabeth Baldwin. After Britt locked that poor woman in the closet, it must have been terrifying. I'm glad Rick is paying her more attention and taking care of her. Elizabeth has been through so much in her life, bless her heart. It's nice to see a man notice when a good woman needs a little extra kindness and support. In my book, that's how it should be. And then there's young Giovanni Gio Palmieri. That kid's carrying a heavy load on his shoulders these days. He's going to find some comfort talking to Emma Scorpio Drake, and I think that's exactly what he needs right now. Emma's got a good heart, but Gio's been beating himself up ever since he broke his silence and went to Dante for help. Every time Rocco gets upset, you can just see the guilt written all over his face. If he finds out that Britt really has run off with Rocco, I worry he's going to blame himself even more. He'll probably start thinking he should have done something different to stop it. I remember being that age, you think you can fix everything and carry the whole world on your back. Sometimes I just want to tell the boy, listen, son, some things are bigger than you. Don't be so hard on yourself. But that's the thing about these young people in Port Charles. They've got big hearts and they feel everything so deeply. It makes the story feel real, you know? All these different storylines mixing together, cops working cases, families trying to hold on, old rivalries heating up, and young folks learning hard lessons. It's exactly why I've kept watching this show for decades. It feels like life, just with a little more drama thrown in. Second, you know, these stories just keep getting more tangled, and I can't help but shake my head at some of it. Take Willow Kane, for example. That poor girl is going to be absolutely horrified when she finds out that her mother, Nina, didn't give Jack Brennan that second dose of the paralyzing drug. I can already picture Willow's face, eyes wide, heart probably racing a mile a minute. She's always been the kind of woman who tries to do the right thing even when it's complicated. This one's going to shake her up pretty good. But Nina, well, she's got her reasons, and I can kind of understand where she's coming from. She's going to stand her ground and say she just couldn't bring herself to put Brennan in Drew Kane's position like that. Especially now, when Drew might be one of the only people strong enough to stand up against Sidwell and that Ross Cullum fellow. Nina's always been a complicated woman. She makes mistakes, but she's got that fierce protective streak. Sometimes I think she's trying her best to fix things in her own messy way. Meanwhile, Valentine Cassadine is really turning up the heat in his pursuit of Carly Spencer. That man moves fast when he wants something. I've seen him play this game before, and it always makes me wonder what his real angle is. Carly's no fool, though. She's been through every kind of storm Port Charles can throw at her. Still, it'll be interesting to see how that whole situation unfolds. Then there's Ethan Lovett getting handed a new assignment. Now that's got me curious. Is this job connected to the search for Little Rocco? Or maybe it's about trying to convince Pascal to turn on Sidwell. Could be something else entirely. With Ethan, you never really know until it all plays out. These younger guys always seem to get pulled into the dangerous stuff. And speaking of family drama, Michael Corinthos is dealing with some serious suspicions of his own. Before long, he's going to sit down and give Brooklyn Quartermain a careful warning. Lord, that boy's been busy setting up that trap around Willow and Chase. Because of everything he's doing behind the scenes, I wouldn't be surprised if he tells Brooklyn not to put too much trust in what her husband says these days. It's a tough spot to be in, warning the woman you care about while keeping your own secrets close. Michael's always been protective of his family, but this feels extra heavy finally. You know, as we head into the first week of June, things in Port Charles are really starting to heat up even more. I've been around long enough to know when a storm is brewing, and this one feels like it's going to be a big one. First off, that private detective Elaine looks like she's about to stir the pot even more. She might bring in some new pictures showing Chase and Willow getting a little too close for comfort. Lord, if those photos get out, I can already feel the trouble coming. And it might not stop there. Elaine could dig up some other worrying things about Willow too. That girl's been carrying some heavy secrets, especially about Drew and the fact that he's being held captive. She's trying to keep everything quiet, but secrets like that have a way of coming out when you least expect it. Michael Corinthos has been setting up this trap around Willow and Chase, and depending on what Elaine finds, it could turn into something much bigger than he planned. I worry about how this is all going to blow up. Michael's a smart young man, but when family betrayal gets involved, feelings get hurt deep. I've seen it happen in real life too many times. Willow's playing a dangerous game, and I hope she realizes it before everything comes crashing down. On the other side of things, Jack Brennan might be willing to keep quiet about what Willow and Nina did, but those two women are still walking on eggshells. They know one wrong move, and the whole situation could spin out of control. Nina's always been protective of her daughter, but this time, it might cost them both dearly. I find myself rooting for them even when they make mistakes, because I know how much a mother will do for her child. Then there's Isaiah Gannon. That poor fellow is going to be furious after missing a very important surgery because of Curtis Ashford. If his hand doesn't heal properly, he might never be able to operate again. I feel for the young man. When someone takes away your dream or your livelihood like that, it cuts deep. Curtis better watch his step, because this anger isn't going away anytime soon. And if Assistant District Attorney Justine Turner decides to put her friendship with Jordan Ashford aside to focus strictly on justice, it could create some serious legal problems for Curtis. Sometimes doing the right thing means hurting people you care about. It's a tough spot to be in, and I suspect it's going to cause a lot of tension between those families. Over in Manhattan, Ava Jerome is helping Alexis Davis look into Delilah Wilson at that art gallery connected to Kyoko's work. They're digging deeper into that strange tattoo and what Delilah really has to do with Kyoko. I love these mystery threads. You never know what kind of surprising discoveries are going to pop up. Ava and Alexis working together, now that's a team I'd pay to watch.